What's up, everybody? Welcome to
在5分钟内变强
Stronger in 5 Minutes in Chinese. By next week, I'm going to be able to say that with absolutely perfect pronunciation. But today, we're going to talk to you about one of my absolute favorite, actually, literally, it's my favorite back builder, the Pendlay row. Okay, the Pendlay row, this is going to be a doozy. There's a lot to it, but this is one of the back movements that translates really, really well to movements like your deadlift, your squat, oddly enough, even your bench press. And I noticed that when I started adding the Pendlay row into what I do as far as a lifter or being a lifter, my strength on my deadlift and my stability on my squat drastically increased. So if you can get if you can actually be able to do this lift well, I guarantee that if you're a power lifter or just a lifter in general, it'll help your lifts, but it'll also give you a nice wide back, which is why I'm shirtless right now. I'm not shirtless just to be shirtless. I need you to see what's going on here. And I'm also shoeless, and I need you to see what's going on with my feet. So for all of you guys who don't like feet, I apologize. And for all of you that do like feet, you need Jesus, and I'm gonna pray for you. Accept him to be your Lord and Savior. Let's start the timer right here. 4:59, 4:58. Okay, so for the Pendlay row, there are 5 steps to get yourself set up with the bar, okay? Now, I'm gonna go over the 5 steps that I go through, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys about the 3 main faults. I really hope we can do this in 5 minutes because I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but let's get to it. When you set to the bar, right, you wanna stand pretty much in your conventional deadlift stance, feet shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. I like to be feet shoulder width apart. I like the bar to be right in the middle of my foot, okay? That is step 1, foot position, okay? Step 2, this is why I'm shoeless. You need to do something called creating torsion, or screwing your feet into the ground, meaning all 5 of your feet are going to grab into the ground like a tripod, and you're going to screw your feet into the ground. You're gonna feel everything in your legs tighten up. This is no torsion, this is torsion, okay? Helps lock your hips, helps actually activate your legs. This is a very big deal for being stable in the deadlift, in the squat, and in the Pendlay row. The third thing you're gonna do is you are going to hip hinge down to the bar, okay? Hip hinge. My best cue that I like for hip hinge is you try to imagine that there's a drawer right behind you, like an open drawer, and you're trying to use your hips to close that drawer. Number 4, you're going to grab the bar. You can grab the bar around, for some people it's their bench press grip, but I like to say a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So hip hinge, grab the bar wider than shoulder width apart. Then what you're going to do is you're going to break, or imagine you're trying to bend the bar around your body to activate your lats and activate your back. Okay, so we're here, bend the bar around the body, and you also notice that when I did that, I pulled slightly on the bar. Now I'm locked in, everything's here, then I row, bringing elbows back. There we go. That's the Pendlay row. Now, real quick, the Pendlay row is usually the movement that you control or you explode on the concentric and you let the eccentric come down. You don't have to usually control the eccentric. But to be perfectly honest, I like sometimes controlling the eccentric when I'm doing higher rep Pendlay rows. So that would look like this. Once again, we go through all our steps: feet, torsion, hip hinge, grab bar, break, pull, all right? And then control it down. Here, and then control it down. If you're doing a heavier Pendlay row day, there are some days that I like to program 4 or 6 reps. If it's heavier, do not control the eccentric portion of the movement, as that could be fairly dangerous. But if you're doing higher reps on the Pendlay row on a certain day, go ahead and control it. I think that does help build a little bit more of the lower back and the back in general, if you can do that. Just like we talked about last week, controlling the eccentric portion of the deadlift, I think that it can help in a very... We'll keep that in because it's still gonna be in 5 minutes. It can be done, it can help in a very similar way. Now, faults, okay? Faults of the Pendlay row. Number 1, not hip hinging down to the bar. When a lot of people get themselves set up, they'll just kind of bend down to the bar and try to row from here. As you can tell, if I do this, I'm gonna mess my back up, okay? So you need to make sure, absolutely need to make sure that you hip hinge down to the bar for the Pendlay row. The second thing that is a huge deal here is when you're rowing, if you're rowing with too much weight, your hips are gonna open up a little bit. So if you're going too heavy, what happens is you see a lot of this. It almost looks like you're you don't wanna be there. You want the system closed. You wanna keep your torso pretty parallel to the ground, and you want to be right there, okay? And the third big fault is not taking slack out of the bar. So, what I mean by not taking slack out of the bar is when you row, if you're not taking slack out, you will hear the bar. That's why when I tell you to pull on the bar slightly, you're gonna now hear a silent row. But if you don't take slack out, it sounds like this. Okay, so that's why all those steps are necessary, and that's how you do the Pendlay row. I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh God, I'm so good at this point. If you have any questions, okay, because this one's a little bit complicated, right? Comment down below, okay? I'm gonna go through some of these comments, and if there's anything I can help you guys with as far as, you know, executing the Pendlay row or any of that good stuff, I'll be sure to answer, okay? This is Nsima Inyang from the SuperTraining Gym, Mark Bell's Power Project, raisebar.com, all that good stuff. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. I'll talk to you all later.